Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Marky Picks, and today I got the PGA player props for you for Thursday, February 5th. We got a new sport on the channel here today. It's something that I've been wanting to add, and we're just waiting for the season to kind of get underway. And really specifically for this tournament here, the Waste Management Phoenix Open. It's one of my favorite golf tournaments to watch every single time it happens. It's this tournament and the Masters I really do tend to pay attention to a lot. But play some of these props here today at your own risk because I am by no means a golf expert. But there is guys that I do know. I know a majority of the guys, but I don't really dig too deep into the stats that they go through. But we're just going to take some simple props here today. I got a couple props for day one. I'll likely be posting more throughout each day as this tournament goes on into the weekend. So, we'll see how it turns out. Do I expect to, just win every single prop? Probably not, because again, like I said, I'm not experienced enough to know too much about golf, but I know how to play golf. It's a fun sport to play, and I do know a lot of the players as well. And we'll see how these props turn out here for this weekend. But again, it's my favorite tournament to watch, and I got two props here for day one that I think are going to be pretty good locks in my opinion. I really do like some of these props here today, so we'll just see how they turned out. Golf's random, so you never really know. But first prop I got for you guys here today, we're going to be taking Brooks Koepka over 4 birdies or more. So the big time news in the golf world was Brooks Koepka being with Live Golf over the last couple years. He hasn't been part of the PGA Tour. That it recently got worked out. Koepka left Live Golf. He's back to the PGA Tour now. And this is a tournament that Koepka is really familiar with. He's played here a couple times, and over his last couple times playing at this course in this event, he finished first back in 2021, and he finished tied for third in 2022. And he hasn't played here over the last couple years because he's been with Live Golf. This is a course that Koepka loves. He's familiar with it. The only thing is about the rust situation. He might be a little rusty. He played in that first tournament last weekend. The Farmers Insurance Open, I believe, was that tournament last week. He struggled. He was definitely a little rusty. It's still in the early season for a lot of these guys, but I do expect Koepka to come out here and start the tournament off strong. I think if Koepka's going to want to have a chance to compete at the end of this tournament, he's going to need to get out to a strong start here on day one. I just think he's going to go out there and make a statement. I really do. Let the rest of the competitors here in the event know that Koepka's here to play. And I think he has a very, very solid day one performance. So at the very least, he's probably getting 4 birdies and he's tying this line. But I think he could have a very, very strong day. And I think this is one of those days where he's hot and gets over 4 birdies. So do like Koepka a lot here to kick it off. Jumping into pick number 2, we're going to be taking Sahith Theegala over 4 birdies or more. So this is one of my favorite golfers, I would say, that I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of a couple golfers. This would probably be the one that I am a fan of. Now, this is a guy that came into the scene in the PGA Tour a few years ago. Back in 2022 is when he made a name for himself. Now, the one tournament where he made a name for himself was this exact tournament. I remember watching this tournament a couple years ago, and this guy was making headlines throughout the start of this tournament. He was leading this tournament by several strokes. He eventually ended up losing that tournament. He finished third, tied for third with hence Brooks Koepka back in 22. But, I think the pressure just got to him in that spot. He wasn't expected to be there. Nobody knew who this guy was. That was just destroying the competition out there. I think the pressure got to him, and he was making some bad shots. And, I just think the pressure was too much for Theegala in that moment. But over his last couple seasons, I would say, he's been a very, very consistent golfer, very solid golfer, and he loves this course as well. He's played very well. In over the last 4 times that he's played here in his career, he's made the cut every single time, and he's finishing in the top 60 in about every one, and he finished, I believe, 5th last year in this tournament. So he has very good success at this course. And another one that I'm going to take the over 4 birdies or more. I think this is a spot where at the Gala, he's a fast starter to tournaments. That's how he does it. He doesn't come alive late usually. He's a guy who likes to set the tone early. So if the Gala is going to be there at the end, he's going to have a strong day one here, and I think he does. So he likes this course. Both of these guys love this course. I'm going to take the overs on both of them to get 4 birdies or more. We'll see how these turn out. Again, take these at your own risk. Probably don't put too much on it. Again, I don't really know what to expect here, so we're just going to see how these turn out, But, yeah, that's the 2 props I got for you guys. So, again, adding golf to the channel. I'll probably be posting more throughout the weekend. I do love this tournament a lot, so we'll see if we can start getting better at some of these golf picks. But, again, first golf video here on the channel. Hopefully it's a good one. Again, stay tuned for the NBA player props. They'll be out roughly within the same time as this video is out. Turn your post notifications on so you don't miss any of my daily uploads, and so you can get these props in right away before the lines change. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.